first one in the section. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker, change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. It's time to bleed this morning. Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. What are we, 2 weeks removed from the beating? About 2 weeks removed from the beating. And cats are salty. So we're going to discuss that this morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. Come on in, smash the like button, like the video, share the video. We are our own algorithm. Let's not leave it up to Miguel to do anything for us. Let's do this roll call. Vince, my brother, what up, man? Rick Blackwell, Copper, what up, man? Kawhi Elliott. Aaron Jordan, Monster Musa, my brother. Enoch, what up? Jalen Hudson, Eric H. Main Biker, Eric Jordan. Del Riv, Del Spoolie, Rod Neal, Brother Cole. Coach Hudson in the building. Yes, sir. Go subscribe to Coach Hudson. That man's doing big things. Brother Cole. Oh, jumped on me. Jalen Hudson. Nada 86. Amani, salute Queen. Combos with Cam. Go subscribe to our Queen. That's Sister Sharp. My brother Ratchet since 91. How are you? Hey, Beezy. What's going on? Sheriff Deputy Mac in the building. Dion next up. Come on in, have a seat. Why everybody out here hating on Bud? Mr. Shelton in the building. Salute. No problem, Cam. No problem. Why everybody hating on Bud? You know what? It's not everybody. Now, as it pertains to this dickhead meme that I made, yeah, I'm firing shots. So I got the Don, our president, barking on Canelo. He said, "No, that's not me. No, that's not Mr. Trump. That's not me. It's not me. No." I accept their loss. It's a defense. It's not me, Mr. Trump. It's a defense. I will deport your ass. You will never make a dime. The next fight you have won't be in America. It will be in China. I will deport your ass tomorrow. That's not me. No. Mr. Trump, that's not me. Why y'all ain't fucking with Bud, man? Why y'all doing this? This is crazy. So, first of all, let me say this. A lot of you go to these boxing websites to get your news. It's fine. Here's what I'm going to say. You have to do your due diligence with everything in life. King Rick, salute. When I do short videos and I talk about something and I'm referring from an article, I say link in the description so you can go read it yourself. I read you what's in the article and I give you my interpretation. And I always say, tell me what you think, because you could read and see something totally different. Does that make sense? You could see something totally different. You can respectfully get in the chat and say, you know what, Drew, nah, that's not how I interpreted what was said. I took it as this and that. And you might be right. I am not above being corrected. I could say, oh, you know what? Damn, I didn't see it that way. Hey, you might be right. What happens though in media, I don't know how many of y'all have been educated in media. Media is very powerful. Last night I did a pep talk. Thomas, what up, brother? I did a pep talk, but what inspired me to do that show yesterday night was a quick conversation I had. It wasn't even a conversation. It was a Charlie Kirk video on Instagram. And what they're saying is, let me highlight what this kid said. I'm gonna come back to it though. I don't want to lose my train of thought. What they're saying is, wait, hold on, I misread that. I'll let that go. Hold on. Freedom's March, salute. My show last night was about black women pretty much riding with Charlie Kirk from beyond the grave. And I'm like, well, this is typical because we had two things going on. A condo, my brother, salute. Brother Reef, salute. We had two things going on. We went through this thing online that I saw. Women talking about, you know what, black men ain't it. We're divesting. Divesting means that there are no good black men. So they're starting to date specifically white men, not Latin men, not Asian men. It was white men. I said, oh man, okay. So now niggas ain't shit. All right, fine. Well, niggas ain't shit. Black men are official. Look at the facts, data, and statistics behind what black men are doing. And you'll find that the women that have the biggest mouths, they don't qualify to deal with those men. And they're not being chosen. So what they do choose, because they have, women lead with their kitty cat, and they will choose their sexual gratification over reality and what's right for them and what's good for them. They put themselves in these awkward situations, these bad situations, single motherhood, STDs, trying to settle down at 40 years old and expecting a man that looks a certain way, makes a certain amount of money, and accepts your kids out of wedlock. And then they get mad when it don't work out for them. And now all of a sudden, black men are the problem. No, you're the problem. You're the victim of your own decisions. So pretty much we had that going on. And when I'm looking at this Charlie Kirk thing, I've been seeing an abundance of videos of our sisters playing clips of Charlie Kirk talking about the black community. And I told y'all before, you will think he's hitting the point if you don't know any better. But what he's doing is he's using our talking points, things that we've been saying for years. Right? And gives you a half truth and no solution to the issue. He would say, this is what the black men are doing in this fatherlessness. So he's blaming the black man. Right? And he gives you a half truth. Oh, 13% of the population in this country is black. And there's black fatherlessness, and black men are most likely to create create crimes. And I'm like, whoa, hold on. And he jumbled it up into one pot of gumbo, and it sounds official, but it's not. Slow down and stop talking for a minute. Elaborate on this. Because in that 13%, 54% of black men are childless and unmarried and living above the poverty rate. Matter of fact, middle class or wealthy. And he never said that. And that's a stat you could look up. So he was playing games with y'all. He's smart, but he was playing in y'all face. Aaron, what up? He was playing in y'all face, and if y'all don't know better and got emotional, you weren't prepared to deal with him. I was waiting for him to come anywhere near New York, and I had time. It was a two thing. It was two things. He needed to be near New York or in my city and have time, because I'd have gladly took myself over there and I'd have debated him on that. And he would have lost. Because he's telling you half truths, but I don't want to go off on a tangent. Because that was what sparked it last night. Was I was on the gram earlier that day, and I've been seeing these videos pop up with black women talking about, oh no, Charlie Kirk was right. He was right. I said, wait a minute. When Kevin Samuels said the same thing for the last 5 years, and then he died, y'all danced on his grave. But he was providing you with facts, data, and statistics. And hello, you know what else he was doing? Giving y'all solutions that y'all didn't want to adhere to. What was the solution? Stop smutting out. It's okay to get your education, but look for a man, not a street nigga. You remember when MC Light said, gotta get a roughneck? Hey, gotta what? Gotta get a roughneck. Hey, you remember that song? There was a whole video for it. That was in the 90s. And I said, I don't know about this. Listen to the words of that song. MC Light did that song. To me, back then, it was just a novelty song, but I never liked the message. You telling sisters what you have to get. What's the good with a roughneck? Nobody mess with him in the street. He gets respect in the street. He's a big, scary-looking dude, probably handsome, and women are attracted to power also. Very exciting to be around. But what's the trade-off? He gonna come up, lay up in your house, eat all your food, not pay a goddamn bill, sleep with your friends, take your car, drive other women in it, knock you up and not be around. Gotta get a roughneck. I've been saying this. Guys like Kevin Samuels and Jason Black and everybody in the manosphere, the red pill, they're only saying things out loud that I've been saying and normal men have been saying in barbershops, in gyms, on a basketball court, you know, spaces where women don't go. We've been saying this for decades. So now when I see this sister, these sisters get up on the internet talking about, no, Charlie Kirk, he was telling the truth. Bitch, Kevin Samuels and all of us online was telling you the truth for the last 5 years, and y'all didn't listen. Y'all fought with us. He comes, and one of his own assassinates him, and now they're sharing, and see, this is the play. This is what I'm talking about. What does this have to do with this? What I'm talking about this morning? Media. They're releasing selective talking points that he had that are half-truths, and now, y'all want to believe what he said? Y'all forgot Kevin Samuels, who he just died fairly recently to me. He was saying the same thing, but giving you real data. And you don't even know that Charlie Kirk on the back end was insulting us. You forgot he said MLK was bad. You forgot he stood against the Civil Rights Act. Then he tried to lump in, if you don't like MLK's bad. The Civil Rights Act was malarkey. He didn't like that. He lumped up DEI into all of that, which has nothing to do with that. DEI has nothing to do with civil rights. Nothing. He was playing in y'all face, and the last thing, and I don't want to turn the show into that, but he bullshitted y'all, and I'm talking to you knuckle draggers, and now you queens who are running around online talking about divest, black men ain't ish. Even Oprah, who made a goddamn career, salute, queen. Oprah, who made a career of dragging black men for like 30 years. When the internet got popular and the real data was on there, she had to back off of that. She had to tell them. And I know y'all are messed up because I'm looking at an OG mama in Gayle King looking at Cardi B, who's pregnant while still married to Offset, just screaming about him online a couple of months ago. And she's pregnant by the NFL player now, not married, 4 kids up. And what does Gayle King say? Congratulations. What are you talking about? Oh, what, she got money to do it? What does that mean? Now watch this, y'all. If It's okay for Cardi B to do that because she has money to raise a child in a wrecked household, because that's what it is. Why? Because if that's okay, because the money's okay, why y'all chasing around dudes that y'all know ain't got no money? Because he don't want to be around. Oh, man, I just want him to be in my kid's life. He ain't got no money, though. I just want him to be in the kid's life. So you got to run the court to make him visit? No, you run the court to get your money. You're punishing him for a failed relationship. You ain't got to run to the goddamn government. You ain't got to run to the state. Talk to him, say, yo, look, I know you ain't got no money. I knew that when I laid down with you. Just be in this kid's life. Ain't about the bread. If you want to be a bum all your life, then you do that. But when you're around this boy that we created, or this girl that we created, or these kids we created, they just need to see you. They ain't got to know what you got in the bank account, but they need to see you. Y'all queens don't run to the court to get that done. Y'all want to punish them for not wanting to be with you. Y'all run to those folks. Cardi B put herself in a losing situation, and the OG Gail Kim said, congratulations. These are our sisters. Now, what does that have to do with what I'm talking about this morning? Media. They celebrate dysfunction so they can tell you anything. Why did I bring up Charlie Kirk? He's telling you half-truths. And now I see these black women celebrating him, talking about he was right. And I said, wait a minute, Kevin was right. But he was more right. And also, it was genuine because he wanted to fix the community. And when he told you what you need to do, here comes that word, is submit to a black man. You know what the sister's response was? Oh, no, niggas this, niggas that. First of all, stop calling your black kings niggas. Change your dialogue. Change how you talk. Change how you dress. Change your speech. Calm down. Act like a wife and you'll attract a husband. Niggas ain't shit, but you done fucked 14 niggas in 2 years in a 2-mile radius, and all of them know each other. That's your bad. Girls trips. Hot girl summer. You done turned up from the ages of 18 to 35, and now when the lips of your kitty cat look like a broken butterfly, now you want to be a goddamn wife? With a kid or two out of wedlock, and this man who's made something of himself is supposed to clean up your mess and deal with you and deal with a 5-year-old that he don't know? And then when he says, well, no, thank you, I don't want to deal with that, all of a sudden it's, you hate your mama. Then here come the shaming. You hate your mama. Your mama black. Yeah, she didn't do that shit. My daddy black too. Who raised you? Your mama and your daddy black. And somehow I got this. Listen, finish up your Applebee's meal. I'm going to pay, matter of fact, check please. You eat my meal with your fat ass. I'm going to leave you right here. Matter of fact, I'm going to pay for the meal, leave a tip. I'm going to give you another $100 and order some shit for your kids at home. That's what you do. This mentality are the women justifying Charlie Kirk as if Kevin Samuels wasn't saying the same thing. Y'all want to know what I'm talking about? Watch this. Just watch.
Black people, you don't need government assistance because you can be somebody is not racist. Telling us that government assistance has hindered us because before we were on government assistance, we were a more successful people. It is not racist by reading and understanding the facts. Ever since we started getting subsidized by the government, we have been controlled by the government, and not in only what we can do, but how we think. So when they're pointing out this stuff, y'all don't like nobody telling y'all the truth. Black people don't want to hear the truth because we benefit off of not working and being lazy off of government assistance and stuff. One thing Charlie Kirk also said was if the black people want to become better, we're going to have to stop celebrating crime and murder. Our culture is destruction. Everything we have from the women in our idolization groups, Beyonce, Summer Walker, SZA, Cardi B, Sexy Red, all of them are horrible examples of how to be as a woman. The same thing with the NBA young boy, Lil Baby, Da Baby, Lil Wayne, Baby, P. Diddy. All of those are examples of how to be a terrible person. And what he is saying is get these examples from in front of you and your kids so that y'all can thrive. Also, let's work on building the family back. One of the things that destroyed the family was removing a father out the home. Put that back together so we can start becoming a good community. But we don't like being told nothing. We don't like being told how to better ourselves because we want to be victims so bad. We want to be at the bottom of somebody's pity party so bad that we'll take anything we can to disregard or dismiss any ethical or sound doctrine to help better ourselves, so that we can steady dwell on a past that no longer affects us, and that we can overcome and have the ability to become somebody.
Black women unemployment is up. They celebrate single motherhood. And everybody's a single mom because it's the black man's fault. And that's the problem with the black community, according to Charlie Kirk. Now, I'm willing to bet that black woman right there, that strong black sister with her natural dreadlocks hair, salute to her, slightly overweight, but whatever. I bet you she had a lot of negative to say about Kevin Samuels. I'm going to say she did. I don't know her. She may not have. She may have agreed with Kevin Samuels, but what I'm saying is, most black women couldn't stand him. There was a handful that did, though. There was a handful that said, no, he's telling the truth. But let me say this. Most black women that jumped on his show to argue with him, they always failed. Godfather undefeated. And guess what? He's undefeated from beyond the grave. Case in point, has black marriage gone up since he passed? Because the bitches said he was a problem. No. Boss babes up, right? Hot girl summer. 2025, y'all lost jobs. Go to blackdemographics.com. Look it up. I said, oh, man, what's going on here? What's going on here? So Kevin's been gone 5 years now? About 5 years? What now? Black men have complied. Bum niggas. We don't want no scrubs. Black men packed up and said, all right, I'm going to explore my options in other countries. Passport, bro. I'm going to see what's going on in somewhere. Oh, they gay. They lame. They hate their mama. No. Translation. Your foodie call, the guy that paid for your hair and nails to get done, and you never even let him smell the kitty. The guy that was nice to you because he thought you was pretty, now he's looking to get what he deserves, and you're mad. Kevin stood firm, and he said, man, you know, black men ain't the problem. Y'all the problem. And he supported it, and he gave a time and date. He said 1965, y'all chose Uncle Sam in the welfare system over having a man in the house. And black women said, no, that's not true. We said, no, it absolutely is true. Charlie Kirk said it, and now y'all are siding with him.
What?
What the fuck? So now Zaddy said it, and it's okay, and now there's an abundance. So on that video, I made the point. I said, wow, Charlie said the same thing KS said, and all of a sudden, y'all are riding with him. And then this woman said, Charlie Kirk is he's not a politician. So there goes that. She was saying that as a means to say he had no real power. He just had a bunch of attention. I say, well, I beg to differ. He may as well have been a politician, although he wasn't. Let me break it down to you. When you get to a point on the internet where you get millions of views and you're actually doing this full time, don't they label you an influencer? There's the term. It's called an influencer. Yes? Right. He ain't got to be a politician. He's an influencer who got the attention of Donald Trump, who's been on a stage with a bunch of Republicans. He's an influencer. You want me to break it down in boxing terms? I'll do it. Okay, let's do this. What is Al Heyman, y'all? Put Al Heyman's title in the chat. What is Al Heyman, y'all? What's the word that Fighters has described? Thank you, advisor. Which permitted him to move and shake and do certain things in boxing. So why was he being sued? Just for giving somebody advice. Al Heyman runs the PBC. Yeah, but he's an advisor, so technically he can't do certain things. Guess what? I can graduate top of the class in law school, but if I never took the bar exam, I can't legally give you advice. Do you understand? Influencer. What do influencers do? They influence people. Y'all see where I'm going now? The media influences people. We are all media. The brilliant thing about the internet is that everybody can do it. The bad thing about the internet is that everybody can do it. How many times you heard me say, we're content creators. If you got 5 subs or 5 million subs, we have a responsibility. What is your responsibility? Is your responsibility to report the news unbiased and then give your opinion on what you've seen? Or is your responsibility to your own pockets? I meant to go on a long tangent because I said all that to say this. When you go to these boxing websites, all I can tell you is read the material and research it if you have time. But if you read something in your mind that says, this sounds outrageous, read it. Some of you are scared to research it because something that you read might not be in tune to what you want to believe. What do you want to believe? You want to believe that Tank is best in the world and he got $1 trillion in the bank account. You want to believe that for whatever your reason is. But the truth is quite the opposite. See that? Media influence, world boxing news. Like one of my favorite things on boxing scene is I go to an article and I look to see who wrote it. Some of the names I recognize, most I do not. But the best thing in this, when you look to see who wrote it and it says boxing scene staff. Y'all want to know why that's dangerous? Because let me tell you something, man. If I write anything and I think it's a gem and it's a work of art, I want to put my name on it. I want you to know where it come from. Y'all want to break it down on the street level? Back in the day, when I was you're working at a club or whatever. There was a situation, and I had to escort a guy out, and he tried to get tough, and I slapped him right in front of the damn club. His friends woke him up. Hour later, the police come back, and he in the car. Now his head, half of his head looks swollen. I said, y'all probably want to get him to the hospital. I don't know whether that was the punch that was on the side of the face I hit him on, or whether he hit. I don't know what. I said, y'all, I don't know why he with y'all. And the cop says, whoa, whoa, whoa. He said that him and his friends walking down the street and you guys jumped him. What? He said, that's what he said. And we was like talking. We was like, wait, we was like, yeah, like, an hour ago, he was just here. We was like, wait a minute, an hour ago? I said, yes. He said, they just said it happened like 10 minutes ago. No, they scraped their man up, walked off the block, got their eye together, flagged down a cop and said some guys in front of a club jumped them. Then they came here, they said, there they are. Then they looked at us and said, well, they're working. So then when they came to talk to us, I'm looking in the car, I said, no, yeah, he was escorted out. And, you got to be careful when you talk to these guys. He was escorted out. He got rough, and I handled my business. It's all on camera. We have a camera right in front of the place. So I handled my business. I said, oh, okay. What did he tell you? He said, well, we was walking down the street and these big black bouncers jumped on him. I said, no one jumped him. It was me and him. He threw a punch. I ate it. I hit him. He went to sleep. His friends picked him up. They wobbled down the block, turned the corner, and it was an hour ago. You might want to get him to the hospital. Why am I bringing up that story? You know what I was mad at? This ain't the first time the cops done came and said, well, what happened? Was y'all too rough with this guy? I know y'all doing y'all job or whatever. That wasn't it. I was like, how dare this motherfucker say that we jumped him? Ain't nobody jumped him. That was a 1D. And he lost. He wasn't drunk or nothing. He tried to fight and I fucked him up. No, that's my work. That's my work. It was a 1-on-1. You lost. I put my signature on my shit. You see why I don't respect trolls? You throw rocks and you hide your hand and you're shucking and jiving and you're racist or you a knuckle dragger and all this other dumb shit, and you're a coward. You don't want to put your signature on your work. And for the bigger channels, when you want to put your signature on your work, you talk about what you're going to do to Drew Titan. I'm outside. Right? I'm an LDBC killer. Came to New York, saw 78, and we ain't see him after that. I'm outside. I'm outside. He's a cornball. Malachi, Coach Malachi. I don't have to get on this mic and say how tough I am. If you want to challenge that, if you feel you want to challenge that, if you feel you want to challenge that, when you know I'm going to be at a fight or a presser, pull up. Pull up and check me. If that's what you want to do, I'm on here talking boxing and righting the wrongs of bullshit media. And if somehow something that I do on my channel triggers you to the point where you want to throw hands, which is odd to me, black man, which is odd, I can't stop you from doing what you want to do, but I'll defend myself, and it's not going to work out for any of you. And that goes for any of you. Any of you. I will fuck you up. Now, with that being said, I stamp my work. I stamp my work, period. So when you go to a goddamn art, you go to a news, a boxing news outlet, and it says boxing scene staff, that means somebody wrote it, but nobody wants to put their name on it because it could be bullshit. But go ahead and read the article. Go ahead and read the article. It might make you feel good. Oh, well, you know, for example, Canelo Alvarez, he made $22 gazillion in his last fight, and Bud Crawford only made 2 cents, and he had to pay out Bomac and everything. And we know, we have it on good authority that he's in the hole. He owes Turkey money, and some asshole will read that and start running around chat saying, "Oh man, Bud ain't got no money. Bud has to fight, but Canelo, he has the last laugh." Where'd you hear that? I read an article. Where? Boxing scene. Then you go there. Okay, here's the article right here. Bud Crawford in the hole, owes IRS. Who wrote this? Boxing scene staff. Who's that? Who is that? If you don't get the fuck out of here, write them an email like, yo, who wrote this? A few years ago, and I never spoke on this. A few years ago, what was it? Of course, it was about Deontay Wilder. And it wasn't boxing scene. It was Box News 24. That's a bad, I don't even go there anymore. The last time I did a show where they was talking about Devin Haney in this article, and they said, this is what Devin Haney needs to do. This is who he needs to fight to become a superstar in the sport of boxing. There was 7 names there. I saw Tank's name there, fine. Tiafimo there, fine. Shakur there, fine. I said, yo, why is Errol Spence there? He's a welterweight. Devin was still at 135. I said, wait, why is Errol Spence? I said, why is Bud there? I said, Bud is at what was he at that time? I think he was still at 140. And then I saw David Benavidez there. I said, who the fuck wrote this? And I did a show on that. But prior to that, they said some dumb shit about Deontay. And there was no name on the article. I think the article was connected to the site itself, but I wrote an email. And I said, I'd like to know the person or persons who wrote this. I would love to talk to them. You know, I was going to try and get them on the show, right? Nobody responded. A couple of days later, I went to go bookmark that article. That article's gone, bro. The article's gone. And I looked for it and looked. I said, I know I'm not bugging. I went back to the email. I tried to, go back to it. No, the article was gone, bro. All I asked was, who wrote it? Because I would like to interview them or the person. They took the article down. I said, that's strange. But watch this. I didn't realize it. I just thought I couldn't find it. And then it happened again. You know when it happened again? A few years later. I just said, yeah, my dumb ass, I'm still not savvy with this internet shit. I just can't find it. Whatever. But I'll just check my email. They never got back to me. Then when I did that live stream, some of y'all might remember, I read the article online. And I said, hey, man, Devin got to fight all these guys that are not even in his weight class for him to become the superstar that Tank Davis is. I did the goddamn live on that. Don't you know that article's no longer on Box News 24? It's gone. It's gone. And I don't even remember what live that was. I'd have to go back to that live. And you'd have to hear me narrate it. I didn't even think to bookmark it. You know why? Because I didn't think they removed shit when you challenge it. I didn't even think they did that. When that happened, I said, oh, they removing shit. When you were challenging them, they removing shit. Let me tell you something else about how fucked up media is. I got out of bed one morning. I'm getting ready to take the kids to school. I turned my phone on. This is how long ago this was. As soon as I turned it on, my phone started rambling. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I open it up. The first article I saw that someone sent me. You ready for this? Errol Spence gunned down in gang-related incident in Dallas. My heart dropped. I said, what do you mean gunned down? Gunned down, and there was a whole article, and the name of the person that wrote it was some Indian name. I don't know who the fuck this is. And I said, oh shit, what the hell? Gunned down. So I had the phone in my hand. I was about to call Black, because Black knows the team. But before I did that, I'm checking other texts and articles. I said, oh man, this is fucked up, man. I didn't know he was gang related. Oh man, this is bad. And they're gonna try and jump in the comment section and talk about black on black crime. We're gonna have to deal with that, but fuck that, man. I was so upset. And then Errol Spence injured in car crash. I said, car crash? Let me check the other article. Car crash. And I said, so what the fuck is this gun shit about? He just smacked his car up. When I called Black that morning, I said, Black, man, what's going on with Errol? He said, I don't know, bro. I think Black actually went to the hospital or so. Y'all remember? I think he went to the hospital. And then the next word I got was, yo, you're not going to believe this. I said, man, he all right? They said, yo, he's fine. I said, what you mean he's fine? Well, he's asleep and he knocked all his teeth out his mouth, but he's fine. He ain't break a bone in his body. And I'm looking at the video like, that's the crash? Because now I don't know what the media is doing. Is that really the crash? They said, yeah, that's the crash. I said, yo, he was thrown from the fucking car. Sidebar, the best thing to happen to you in a car wreck is to be ejected from the video. I don't know if y'all know that. That's the best thing to happen to you, to be ejected. Because what I saw, I said, holy shit. And all he did was knock his teeth out. That's it. It was like, yo, that's it. Yeah, Xavier, I remember that. I was like, damn. I said, you know, we're gonna find out that Errol's not human. He's a fucking Terminator. Well, if he's a Terminator, shit, Bud must be John Connors. It's the only joke I'm telling this morning. Shout out to Errol, this man down over here. But I said, damn. But the first article I saw was Errol gunned down in a gang-related incident in Dallas. That's the first thing I saw. How evil do you have to be? As soon as something happens, they were quick with it. They knew it was a car accident, but they said, let me put this out. And some of these motherfuckers do this for free. They ain't getting no money for this. That's the work of a demon. I was still on Facebook at the time. Do you know what these motherfuckers were saying? First of all, we didn't know what caused the car accident. We didn't know. Motherfuckers was automatically saying, hey, man, I bet he was drunk. We didn't know the facts right away. Oh, good for him. If he was drunk, good for him. What? That's what we doing? But these were the same niggers. Hey, Gennady Golovkin, man. You know, Gennady Golovkin, man. Man, shut up. They wouldn't even let that guy develop. And I'm talking about with the community, the boxing community. As soon as they saw a white face with punching power, oh, he's better than Marvin Hagler. I said, man, he's not even better than Bernard Hopkins at 160. What are y'all talking about? They hijacked him. They always do this. Me and the sensei said it on his show last night. The next guy they might try and hijack is Jack Catterall, because Jack Catterall is relocating his whole life to the city of Philadelphia. He's immersed himself into his sport. He's taking it serious. This is his life. This is his business. And he's looking to get better as a fighter. I support that. But watch what I tell you. If he puts together a win streak and him and Boozy start making magic, the white media is going to try and hijack him. I'm letting y'all know right now, it's not Catterall, it's the media. Triple G never said anything like that. He comes to a function and they flew in Marvin Hagler, God rest his soul, and they made him take pictures with him. I said, man, why they doing this shit? Like B-Hop didn't have a whole career before Gennady Golovkin and after Hagler. They wanted that hero so bad. This is the media, y'all. I never had a problem with Canelo until he started fucking up. And I said, look, man, how much am I supposed to look past? And then that's when the race soldiers got involved. Viva Mexico! Viva Mexico! No. When he signed to fight Golovkin, I went to MSG, me and Thomas, and he's in the chat. I went up to those 4'11" Mexicans. I said, give me that flag. And I was waving that flag, Viva Mexico. Ask Thomas. That's a true story. I said, I got Canelo. But how much was I supposed to look past? How much was I supposed to look past? He ducked Gennady at first. I had to eat all of that. He popped dirty. I had to deal with that. Ducked both Charlos. Ducked Andrade. I had to deal with that. Time to fight Jamal Charlo, franchise status. That's it. That's it. What else? Then after that was Benavidez. Then he gets his ass kicked by Bud because he tried to take the easy route. Then he gets his ass kicked by Bud because that's what happened. And what are they saying now? We want Benavidez to come in and kick his ass. Well, newsflash. Newsflash. David just said, man, no, I'm not doing that. The prize was me versus him, and he's supposed to pass the torch to me. I'm applauding. I'm not giving you trolls mother's back shots this morning. I'm keeping the 9-inch log in my pants. When I backshot your mom, it sounds like this. You know when all that ass is bouncing off your lap? Yeah. Shout out to the trolls. Big bitches can't take it. You be like, don't move, don't move. My stomach. I'm almost done. Wait. No, wait, whoa. Shut up, bitch. Take it. You wanted it. Stop moving. Got all that ass for nothing. Stop moving. Beat up Bud for us, Benavidez. Benavidez said, man, fuck you. Canelo was supposed to pass the torch to me. He tried to get up every day and get that black head on his wall. He got one Charlo, then tried to get Jamal, knowing that Jamal is out of his fucking mind right now. Now he want to fight him. He still don't want to fight Andrade. We ain't seen Andrade since Benavidez beat him up. This man done moved to 75, and now y'all talking about, no, that's a liable fight. No, it's not. So why is it okay for the Mexicans to want blood and that's just normalized? They do this all the time. I had to be reminded last night. I said, yo, didn't Jaime Munguia say he wanted to get revenge for somebody? Oh, that's right, when Zerto lost. When Zerto lost, he said, I have to get it back. Zerto lost, I have to get it back. And this is Jaime Munguia. I have to get that win back for Zerto. Oh, you look fine, man. Stand in the pocket for your people. He said it. I didn't even think nothing of it. But black people don't do that. We're too segregated. We gangbang on each other. We pick a side. I'm Team Tank. I'm Team Haney. Fuck you. Pull up. Yeah, nigga. West Side, East Side, Oakland, Virginia, Miami. None of y'all niggas ever even left 2 blocks off your goddamn hood from where you was born. Shut up. Y'all ain't busting nothing. Y'all ain't doing nothing. Shut up. This is boxing. Stop it. Y'all don't even understand what's being done to you. You guys are immature, insecure, and just flat out retarded. Y'all are retarded. I ignore a lot of shit. I really do. Y'all know. And you know what? I ain't even gonna go off on a tangent. Y'all know what time it is. I ignore a lot of shit. And in the last couple of days, if you didn't realize that some of these niggas are retarded, yo, bro. Oh my God, man. That's funny as hell. So boxing, world boxing news. I'm on the site right now. Some dude named Phil J. I've seen this name before. He said Mexican fans furious, says organizers wanted Canelo to lose. So now Mexican fans say that the people who organized the event wanted Canelo to lose. Going into this fight, was Bud not the underdog? My brother Trick in the building, salute. Yes, sir. Wasn't Bud the underdog in this fight? Wasn't Bud supposed to get knocked out? The only people ride with Bud was us, the people that knew better. And you know, some of the brothers say, yo, look, I'm rooting for Bud, but I don't know about this one. And I get it, because Canelo's not a game, bro. He's not a game. And I was a bit nervous. I said, man, look, Canelo hit hard, man. You know, he throw those hooks to the body, man, and you know, I don't know. You know, there could be let's not act like there's no element of danger, man. We're gonna find out how good Bud is. If anyone's gonna test him, it's going to be Bud. The truth is, all of the shit that people use to say why Canelo was gonna dominate Bud, things like the Gamboa fight and the Green Machine fight, I said, you know, those are going to be the reasons why Bud wins. In fact, Gamboa gave him a harder fight, although he stopped him. Did he not? Because at least he touched Bud. But you know what? You know what the key of a great fighter is? When you never get caught with the same shit twice. Green Beans caught Bud, and it was a knockdown, but they blew the call. But what happened when Bud got off the floor? He proceeded to whoop his ass. Bud has gears. What happened when Gamboa hurt Bud? He proceeded to whoop his ass. Bud has gears. Canelo don't have a gear. When everything that Canelo is used to doing stops working, he just coasts. That's when the judges and the referee comes in. The popularity comes in. Because there was no good corner work, because it was translated in English. And I didn't hear shit from Eddie Reynoso that was helpful. I was listening. I said, what does he punch harder? I could tell him to do. What the fuck? Canelo, cut me a check. Let me work your corner. What do I do? Well, punch harder. Oh, he's not there. He keeps moving through. What do I do? Throw combinations. That's what Reynoso was telling him to do. Through my eyes swollen, what do I do? Do it for your family. Huh? I didn't hear shit of substance. Paul, what up, Paul? I didn't hear it, and I was listening. I didn't hear it. Shelton said he should have told him to kill him. You know what he did do? He did headbutt him, though. And if y'all think that was an accident, you're wrong. That was on purpose. And he apologized and everything. I said, all right, Victor Ortiz. Still didn't work. Corner work was what Bomac was telling Bud to do. Bomac is coach of the fucking year. That's it. I want to hear it. I want to hear it. Bud is a complete fighter. I don't want to hear it. And Canelo got fucked off. And now his fan base are taking the loss worse than him. As a matter of fact, he took it very well. He told Ellie Sekback, look, we have to deal with it. We have to accept it. That's it. He took his loss like a champion. And I must say, Canelo behaved like a champion. His fanatics are being assholes. It's not Canelo. It's not Canelo. As a matter of fact, he takes his losses very well. He didn't bitch and moan when he lost to Floyd. He didn't bitch and moan when he lost to Bivol. He didn't bitch and moan when he lost to Bud. It's his fans. Look, Canelo fans, he did the best he could. He had judges on his side. He had you on his side. Bud is one of the blackest niggas in boxing, dark skin, from a city that's not known as a boxing city. And half of the black people hate him anyway. So y'all had those niggas riding with you. And what happened? You simply lost a fair one. Everything you said would play against Bud worked in his favor. Accept it. Why am I reading articles? Now they blaming Turkey Al Sheikh. Turkey Al Sheikh gave him his judges, his referee, and $100+ million. What more do you want? You want Bud to fight with one hand tied behind his back? And then you turn around and say, David, get him. No, fuck you. I wanted to get him like 3 years ago. And y'all kept him away from me. And he didn't say he wanted to pass the torch to me. He told me all I have to add on fight night is an additional 20 pounds. That's what he told me. And y'all took that and ran with it. What do you mean, get him? Now you want me to get Bud? Sorry. Bud is a legend. Bud is going to Hall of Fame. This is his thing. I'm chasing Bivol and Benavidez and everything else at 75. Shout out to David Benavidez. He's a real one for that. I appreciate you. Because Mexican pride kept Canelo away from him. Never let the fans forget that. David Benavidez was Canelo Alvarez's responsibility, and he ducked him out loud. And y'all never held his feet to the flames. Now y'all want the Mexican monster to go beat up on Bud? Y'all just want to see him get beat. You know how y'all say, when we say, hey, man, you know, Monster Nui, oh, you just want to see him lose. Hey, man, Manny Pacquiao, he got to fight Floyd Mayweather. Oh, you just want to see him lose. But when we say, man, what's this shit? Why you got Devin Haney in the ring with welterweights and this is like 2 years ago, welterweights and super middleweights? Well, if his defense is so good, no, you just want to see him lose. No, it's not that. Yeah, it's not that. You sure? One of my favorite debates from years ago on my job, because these niggas they just didn't know anything about boxing. Nobody could beat Floyd Mayweather. Man, Floyd ducks fights. He does? Yeah. He ain't fight nobody. Okay, who'd you want to see him fight? Uh-oh. Go ahead and say Manny Pacquiao. Because you already know my stance. I start talking, and to them it sounds like Chinese. Because they don't know what I know. Because I was in the midst of Manny doing everything but fight Floyd, but Floyd was the villain, and Manny was this guy from a third world country and a man of God. With a half-black child out of wedlock, but we ain't going to talk about that. Cheating all over Jinky. I'm scared of needles, but I got tattoos everywhere. Great. I don't want to take one needle to take a fingernail size amount of blood, but I'm gonna have 4 or 5 needles going in and out of my body to leave a permanent tattoo. And I say, well, who did he duck? Crickets. Crickets. He ducks fights. You say fights as in plural. You already know I debunked y'all with this Manny Pacquiao shit, but who else though? Crickets. You just want to see Canelo lose. No, he's the best in the game, so he can't lose. So why not fight your contemporaries? Bud comes in and whoops his ass, and I'm seeing all these goddamn articles. And now the latest flex is the Canelo fans, who are not all Mexican, saying that Turkey Al-Sheikh basically set him up. When you go to these niggas and be like, yo, you believe that? Well, yeah. Well, please explain. Well, because yeah, come on. Yeah, man, come on. Oh boy, bumpy knuckles. I mean, your knuckles are big. Yeah, Trick. It was a little, yeah. It would have been Whitaker versus Chavez all over again. You know? I got about 25 minutes. Y'all want to come up here and cook for a minute? Y'all could do it. Let me put the link in the chat. I'll come up and keep it clean like a washing machine. Pin it. Media is very, very tricky, and we have to be careful, especially us as black people. We got to be very, very careful, man. We got to be very, very careful. They're very weird to us. They are very, very weird to us. Very weird. Very strange. We got to watch the play. And since they like to troll and talk about, oh, man, you know, now, you know, this is why I don't trust Riyadh season. He just fought William Skull and won that. Pugilist, salute.
Hey, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What you got, brother?
Yeah. I was listening to you go in, man. You've been hitting switches, man, left and right. Like, You know, I don't disagree with nothing you've been saying, man. 100% aboard. And as far as this David Benavidez thing, I respect him for that, man, because he didn't fall for the okie doke. You know what I'm saying? They did him dirty, and I explained to my dude because I told you, as I explained to you the other time when we was talking about before the fight, that my manager, I ain't gonna say his name because he's still doing some stuff. Yeah, my former fight manager, but like I said, he put me on to certain stuff, and he does a lot of business in Mexico.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what he makes. He's a big fight apparel. I'll just say that he got one of the biggest fight apparels in the sport. I'm sure you'll figure it out when you think about it. And he does a lot of this. He makes a lot of that stuff in Mexico. He put me on to a lot of stuff, you know. And like I said, as far as David Benavidez, you remember when Canelo said that he didn't want to fight another Mexican and all that stuff?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, he ended up fighting what's his name? The one he just fought.
Munguia?
The one that's Munguia, Jaime Munguia, right? But mind you, he said he ain't gonna fight no Mexican, right?
That's right.
Now, see, the thing is too is they don't really want to rock with David Benavidez because you see Mike Tyson gave him that name, the Mexican monster, but he's part Guatemalan. He's not full Mexican.
That's right.
And that's why they not letting him rock like that shit, yo.
That's right. He's Guatemalan and
right.
Ecuadorian or Guatemalan. It's one of them. I think it's
Ecuadorian.
It's Ecuadorian, Mexican, but he's American.
Yeah, but he was born here in America. So
right.
if he was full Mexican American, they would have let him take that seat. You understand? But because he wasn't, they wasn't going to let him rock like that. That's why the WBC never put pressure on Canelo to fight him. Because where's the WBC located at?
Mexico.
There it is. So he's their biggest champ. He's their biggest star right now. Now, if he was full Mexican, they wouldn't have minded. They would have pushed that shit. But they're like, we're replacing this one. He could pass the torch to this one. But he's not really. They don't view him like that.
Right.
You understand? Politics.
Right.
They don't view him like that. That's why he never got that fight. And they looked at him as too much of a threat. So they would have rather took that They would have rather took that loss to Munguia than to him. See, it's a lot of political.
It's very political. It's very political. You know, little birdie told me that when you get involved in the Italian mafia, and this is just what I was told. I'm no expert. I was told that while they're let's just say while they're reviewing your application, one of the things that they look for when they're considering you is your bloodline. They need, if you was born and raised in New York, they need to trace your bloodline to Italy. That means, okay, you was born, let's say you was born in 2000. You're 25 years old now. Okay, where's your parents from? Okay, your parents was born in Manhattan. Okay, where your grandparents from? Okay, they were born in Manhattan. Where were your great-grandparents from? Oh, they're from Italy or they're from Sicily. Okay, so your bloodline is pure.
Yep.
Your bloodline is pure. Now, you can be one of us. Now, you can check all the boxes. You put in work, you don't rob banks or embezzle money, or you've done whatever you need to do. But if they say, hey, man, you know, there's a problem. What's the problem? Your great-grandma, she was Irish.
Yep.
You didn't know that? Yeah, your eyes are green because we found out your great-great-grandma, she was from Ireland and connected with your great-great-grandpappy in Sicily, and then they made your great-grandparents were one of them, and then your grandparents, but what we're saying is we gotta decline your application because you got Irish blood.
Yep, that's a fact.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, you ain't shit. You dead on it. You ain't telling no lies. And let's keep it a bean, yo. As good a fighter as David Benavidez is, he's an exciting fighter. You know, he was a young star. He won a championship early. Superstar potential all over him.
Yep.
That's based on what he's shown in the ring. Why wouldn't they want to embrace him? That's why. I told you, my people is in Mexico on the regular.
Right.
You understand? That's what he make about his product at. You know what I'm saying? And like yeah, man, they be on some. That's what they own. You understand what I'm saying? So if that would have been the case, they wouldn't have had an issue with him replacing him.
That's right.
It's
So
beyond Bob.
in essence, this is pretty much their fault.
Yep.
It's pretty much their fault. You know, if they'd allowed an organic outcome between Canelo and Benavidez, I don't know. Maybe if Benavidez beat Canelo and was undisputed, and Canelo said, you know what, I'm gonna hang it up now. I pass the torch. Maybe Bud just goes to 160 and not even fuck with 168. And the reason why I'm saying that is because when he was asked about Benavidez, he said, man, basically he said in the interview, this weight class for a reason. That guy's like a goddamn heavyweight. He said, I might as well go fight a heavyweight.
Yeah.
Because he knows how big he is. So I don't think Bud, if he was forced for whatever reason, I don't think Bud will duck the smoke. But but on the outside looking in, he wouldn't do it because David's a big dude.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
if they allowed the organic outcome, maybe he wouldn't even be at 168. But he did say the only reason why I went to 68 for Canelo is because Canelo's not really a big guy. You feel me? So that's why that happened. And y'all, I'm talking to the Mexican fanatics because Canelo's taking this loss in stride. Y'all aren't. This isn't Canelo. This is his fanatics doing this. It's not him. Let me be clear. It's not Canelo. It's his fanatics. This is crazy. Let me go to BVO and then Abel and then Mansa Musa. BVO, salute, brother.
Yo, salute, man. What's going on?
Chilling, God, what you got?
Hey, man, so I thought about what you were saying about Canelo. The one thing I will say, and I'm a Canelo fan, man. I know that's not popular to say, but
that's all good.
If you think about it, Canelo moved a lot like Sugar Ray Leonard did. People forget.
Yes.
Sugar Ray Leonard picked and chose too, but nobody brings it up. He had Aaron Pryor waiting on him. He was out the sport. He had Curry and them waiting on him, but nobody ever brings up how Sugar Ray Leonard picked and chose. He waited till he was 30 to fight Hagler. He waited on that fight. But
we talk about that a lot over here. But yeah.
Say it again.
Now we talk about Sugar Ray Leonard's moving and shaking a lot. The Aaron Pryor thing, there's an explanation behind that. And I remember speaking to the late great Kurt Sugar about that. But I know what you're saying. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
No, that's all I was saying, man. Pretty much in a nutshell. That, and man, a fight that I would love to hear us talk more about is Jaleel Hackett for Xander Zayas, man. That's a fight I really want to see. And we know Jaleel's my guy, but I think he should get the shot with Puerto Rico because me and Tommy was at the fight when Xander fought that one guy. I thought Muhammad Ali was out there with it, screaming for Xander, bro. So if got a guy like Jaleel Hackett who said he'll go to Puerto Rico and fight him, hey, why not get that fight? Put his ass in there. They both
you was in New York at the Zayas fight?
Yeah.
Half of
I was
Puerto
there because Tommy and Johnny Boy was all crying when Xander won, man. Especially when he started speaking Spanish, man. They was crying. I was like, oh my God.
Oh man.
My wife is Dominican, so I'm like, baby, tell me what they saying. Hey, he was making the crowd. It was tears. Hey, you don't believe me? Ask my man TD Sports. He cried so hard, man. It was crazy, man.
Yo, man, half of Puerto Rico's in New York, man. So it's a goddamn parade, man.
Whoever didn't make it to New York is in Cleveland, unfortunately. You might call this mofo San Juan on the west side.
Oh shit, man. Yo, let me go to my brother Young Abel, man. Abel, what's good, bro?
What's happening? How you doing?
What's good, bro? What you got now?
Let me say this real quick to Thomas Dilemma, who basically been talking real greasy in the chat. Let me tell you something right now, brother. You are the same person that's still running around saying raggedy, 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 just like your boy Sabrel Matias. Raggedy, raggedy, raggedy.
Raggedy.
Oh yeah. And then more importantly too, Thomas, your New York tees are absolute trash. No disrespect, you Titan. but I had to go at his little rear end because he been talking real greasy, calling me Jerome from the show Martin. Get out of here with that, man. Stupid. So stupid. Anyway, the topic at hand here. Basically, what happened is going on here is that these Canelo, dramatic fans, they want to get Crawford in the worst way possible. They want his head on a plaster because they felt emasculated when they saw their hero Canelo getting whooped around in the ring. But many of us predicted that this day would come because Canelo doesn't like fighting against fighters who basically are technically sound. That's just how it's been throughout his career. This is why he moved the way he moved. And I do agree with BBO on this. He is sort of in a way did the same stuff that Sugar Ray Leonard used to do. I remember years ago when I spoke to Kurt Sugar behind the scenes about why the Sugar Ray Leonard and Aaron Pryor fight didn't happen. I remember what he said was, and I may have gotten some details, but what I remembered was he talked about how those two were actually scheduled to fight. I think somewhere between, I don't know if it was 82, 84. My timeline might be not accurate, but they were scheduled to fight one another. But then when Sugar Ray Leonard was having his exam and when they found the detached retina, basically the fight got canceled after that. So they were scheduled actually to fight one another within that certain time frame. I don't know if Stormy B-Man or Scrapbook, I don't know. I think that those two probably had a better, understanding about what was supposed to happen. But yeah, basically the point is that these Canelo mad fans, they weren't really fans of him to begin with. They were in love of the perception of what Canelo was supposed to be. But now that he's lost, now they completely switched to David Benavidez. And these are the same people that never really wanted nothing to do with David Benavidez because David Benavidez wanted to smoke with Canelo and they pretty much didn't want to fight in the first place. Now they want to jump on the bandwagon to basically smoke out Crawford. If I'm David Benavidez, I would want nothing to do with that nonsense because these are the same fans that didn't respect you anyway. So now all of a sudden, now you want to jump on my bandwagon? Get out of here. That's how I would take it.
Yeah, and that's how he took it. That's how he took it. He said he's not with it, and I respect him for that, man. And things always boxing, man. Things are always subject to change, but I like that he stood on business. Said, you know what? Nah, 168 is Bud's thing. If he chooses to do so, and he's over that. So he's doing this. He's doing it for him. He's, fuck that, man. You ain't want him around when he was trying to make the fight. They protected Canelo, and Canelo, Benavidez was his responsibility, and don't put it on Bud, aka our guy. So man, I swear to God, man, all you niggas, and I stress the word niggas, running around to these channels. No, I'm picking Canelo. I'm not like them. I'm with y'all. How y'all feel? Don't come back here. Goddamn scumbags, man. There's scumbags everywhere. Scumbags everywhere, man. These dudes, man, this is ridiculous. Monster Musa, salute, brother. Can't hear you.
Man.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
I say salute, big bro. What up to the panel? Salute to the chat. It's Friday, man. Just got paid. Friday night. But yeah, man, I'm finna throw a whole bomb in this thing real fast.
Yep.
I want to say this to the David Benavidez challenge. If David Benavidez would have came down to 168 and lost that weight, Bud would have stopped him within 9 rounds. And I would have put a whole stack on him. Because one, he'd have been drained, and we noticed the kind of gas.
Oh, shit. Wait. You there? You going in and out, bro?
What's the last thing you heard?
You said if he'd came to 168, Bud would have stopped him in 9.
Yeah, I had Bud stopping him in 9 if it came to 168. And because I feel like it'd have been like a Roy Jones thing, jumping up and down in that weight. It actually caught up to him. because we know he really can't deal with boxers, and he fades just a little bit too. Even though he puts on a lot of pressure, he fades just a little bit. And I had Bud beating him down and stopping him in 9 rounds. If he'd have took on that challenge and lost all that weight and came down, I didn't see him beating him. And I'm putting it just like that. Bud would have stopped him.
And if Bud hit him with a rehydration, which is not something that Bud is known to do, but we remember Donnie Lalonde versus Sugar Ray Leonard. Donnie Lalonde was a light heavyweight, but somebody told me the fight was at 168 though. Is that true? Because I don't recall.
Yeah, it was. It was at 168, but it was for both titles. It was for the light heavyweight title and the super middleweight title.
Okay.
Yeah, he fought for both titles. He fought for both.
Right.
Both.
So I mean, and there was a big element of danger in that fight, man. I mean, he dropped Sugar Ray. He hurt him bad too. But you know, Sugar Ray, he had dog in him, and then that knockout was retarded. Jay Bean, salute, brother. And that knockout was retarded. You know, so you know, it's possible. You know, the X factor would have been, you know, David dropping down to 68, and let's say they say, hey man, you know, don't rehydrate no more than 5 pounds on fight night. I mean, something like that. But still, Bud has a high enough IQ that he could compete. You know, would he have been successful? Don't know, but I'm not betting against Bud, bro. I'm just not doing it.
Me neither.
At this point,
with that weight Benavidez got on, man. Last time I seen this dude train, he like a super heavyweight.
Yeah, I agree. I have to agree with the brother on that, because I was going to say that same thing. I have to piggyback on it, because once your body get acclimated to that big weight, and he's already a big dude. He's coming down from well over 200 pounds, man.
We're gonna suffer from it, I'm telling you.
The same thing after a while, it started taking a toll on you, because if you notice, when I first started noticing it, seemed like it was affecting him, was when he fought I think it was Plant. He looked a little burnt in that fight, and he was trying so.
He was actually gassed.
Go
back and watch that fight.
Yeah, he was. I noticed.
Benavidez go to bed too, though, right? Don't that count? He stay on his pockets. They keep putting him on his pockets. That's what happened. Canelo don't do what he's supposed to do, man. He should have been took the trash out. We never talking about this. This dude, Benavidez, man. You talking about a hype job? Oh my God. Like, what has he ever done but fight dudes that was beat to death or half dead? What did he do? He be the half dead over here, dude.
I really haven't seen a real challenge in front of him. And you can say Morrell, but Morrell just didn't have the length of.
Hey, what Morrell do? Put him on his pockets.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Morrell didn't even have the length of opponents like he did. I think they should have kept Morrell 3 to 4 more years maybe, and then fought him.
Yeah, he didn't have the experience.
That's what I'm looking for.
He didn't have the experience.
Morrell,
and Plant was outboxing him easy until Plant got tired.
That was timing with Morrell. I think Morrell and Stormy brought that to my attention too. He said it was a little too early for Morrell. He needed about 5 more fights and some time. And
that's it.
Morrell heart was too big for him, man. His heart was too big.
Yeah. But Morrell, listen, that's another. You know, I want to do a show dedicated to the Cuban fighters, man. They got some. They got some fucking dogs,
some real dogs.
This dude Iglesias, my God, man.
Especially Ugas. Ugas is one of my favorites, man. Ugas and Rigondeaux, one of my favorites. 2 of my favorites.
Yeah, man. I want to do a whole show dedicated because, man,
especially
the only thing,
Big King Kong.
What's worse than being black in the sport of boxing? Being a black Cuban. That's like a double negative. It's like
double negative.
Up, man. That is fucked up, man.
It's like what we do with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. It's like the thing with Rigo was, you know, and that's why, you know, shout out to my brother Nonito, because he didn't have to do that.
Yeah,
he really didn't have to do that. He was an HBO fighter. Manny Pacquiao was flagshipping, and the Filipino audience was solidified, and Nonito had his own career and his own direction, but he didn't have to do that with Rigo, but he did it.
He gave opportunity.
And Rigo's best win was his worst loss, because after that, everybody ducked him and they just froze his dumb. Man, that was just so crazy. Man, I hate HBO for that. They froze him out, and they allowed Mahrez and Quigg and Frampton and who was it? Frampton, Quigg, Mahrez, and Leo Santa Cruz. They froze that man out, and nobody. I was like, what the fuck? And as far as American fight fans are concerned, how do you market a Spanish-speaking man that's dark like that? How do you market that? What the fuck?
Hey, at my job,
just in Miami, and that's it.
At my job, it's a dude that's blacker than me, but he's Latino with an afro. You would never know he that until he talks. And you like, what? Talk nothing but Spanish, bro.
Yo,
you like, what the fuck? But you'll never know.
My boy Caton, is Panamanian. The nigga look African. He's from Panama. It's the when I first met him, he don't have an accent no more because he's been in New York. I met him when we was in like 3rd grade, and I said hello to him, and he just stared at me. I said, what the fuck is wrong with him? I was a kid. I said, what the fuck's wrong with this guy? And the teacher had to say, oh, well, he's learning English. I said, well, where's he from? Panama. And I said, don't they speak Spanish? The only reason why I knew what Panama was because of Roberto Duran. I was in 3rd class. I said, wait a minute, don't they speak Spanish over there? I said, him? Yeah. He's I was like, oh, shit. You know, now you would never know. His accent is gone, but he speaks Spanish. He's from Panama. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, but nah, because you know what happens is, what happened was that a lot of, like, when I was training down at Gleason's, like a lot of, and I know this from like my grandfather was good friends with a particular Panamanian black guy. What happened was that, not my father, you know what I'm saying, I'm my grandfather. He said what happened was that when they was building the canal there in Panama, a lot of African Americans went there to work. And they stayed there and they had kids. A lot of them got married. Yeah, he said that's why. You remember like my dude. You remember Julio Cesar Green? You remember Julio Cesar Green? The WBC, he won the middleweight title.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
That's my dude. You know, we trained together. Now you see his last name is Green, right?
Green. Yeah.
But he's Panamanian because he's descendant of one of those American blacks that went over there to work. That's why his last name is Green. You know, so a lot of them went there. So you'll find a lot of blacks there. They're like, you know, straight up, they look black, like they just happen to speak Spanish. But it was a trainer I knew from Cuba, and I remember I was in the back having a debate with some black Latinos in the back about. I was like, man, y'all black, y'all ethnicity is the country y'all from, but genetically y'all black, you know. And they was like trying to debate me, some of them, right? But then he came in, and he jet black, but he's from Cuba. And and then he told when he broke that shit down to him, and then they was like, oh shit, they got quiet then because he was an old elderly trainer from Cuba, and he jet black. He looked blacker than my father.
Good.
You understand what I'm saying? He's from Cuba, straight black. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of them like that, but some of them didn't understand because one of my best friends growing up, he's like New York because he was born here in New York, but his parents is from Puerto Rico. His mom's she like dark. She looked more black than my mom, you know. And his father was lighter on Puerto Rican. He looked like almost like a white man. He had like the hazel eyes and straight hair. But all her kids came out brown to dark. And like if you saw Miss Ellen, their last name was Ellen, or they pronounce it Agin. She looked black. And I went with him up to Manhattan one time to see his grandmother, his uncles. I kid you not. They were so black, yo, kinky hair. You would have thought they was from Alabama.
They be hitting the way though.
I was like, yo, this is crazy. So for the longest time, he denied it, but after a while, he gave it up. He's like, nah, I am black. I'm just black Puerto Rican. You know, when now he says that. You know, he learned that more. Now he said he's like that Afro Latino and shit like that. He embraced it now. You know what I'm saying? But back then, when he was younger, he didn't really understand. You know? Yeah,
man. It's an interesting discussion when you have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you need to have one of them open panels too, bro. On that.
Yeah. I need to do that, man. Because when you look back, I'm sitting here thinking, I'm listening to y'all.
I know Blue Blackfoot Pro, right?
Yeah.
And look how black Blue is.
Yeah. I was sitting here listening to y'all cook, man. I was like, one of the biggest miscarriages of justice in boxing in this day and age in the last decade was Regan.
No disrespect, blue or black man. I'm just saying. I remember him saying he Blackfoot Crow. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
but so still they did him dirty, and see a lot of black foreign fighters have been going through this for years. Like, any really excellent good black fighter who's
blue. I mean blue blood, you guys, blue blood. You know.
Yeah, any good black fighter who's non-American tends to go through that, and particularly the Latino black fighters, because a lot of them can't speak English.
Right.
See, when you can speak English, it helps. Like when I was a little boy, I trained at Gleason's gym, right? And I was little, and that's when I met like Wilfred Benitez and nothing. Now Wilfred Benitez is Puerto Rican. He black Puerto Rican, but he could speak some English. He spoke English, so because he was born in the Bronx, but he was raised in like Puerto Rico, so he could speak English. So that when you can speak English, it gives you a different appeal to the American fan base. So why do you think Canelo learned English? That's why he learned some more English. Because you remember originally he wasn't speaking a lot like that.
He wasn't. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. You know, they was like, look, learn some English, yo. Learn some English so you can so you will see Canelo. You can see Canelo in an American commercial now. Now, as great a fighter as Roberto Duran was, he never really spoke English, so you didn't really get to see him a lot. The reason why
it made him more appealing to to us.
Yeah,
you know,
to America. To the American fan base, so that's why you do that. But a lot of the ones from like Cuba and places like that, they don't really learn English. And even a lot of they're always going to do that to any great black foreign fighter. Like my big bro, one of the reasons why he never got, he was one of the best fighters. Y'all all know this, was Mike McCallum, but he's from Jamaica.
Right.
That's my big bro. You know, I got one of my first pair of boxing gloves from him. Now he was a great fighter, but he wasn't American. And then he came along a time when you had Sugar Ray Leonard, Thomas Hearns, Roberto Duran, Marvin Hagler. These guys, they stars here in America.
Hey, Precious, you want to hear something crazy?
Yeah.
I spoke to Mike on the phone at least twice. He was supposed to do our live stream, and then I ain't hear from him in about 3 weeks, and then he died.
Oh man, that broke my heart, man, when I heard that, man.
I got his last phone number, whatever. I have it right here in my phone, bro.
Man, that's my big bro, man. I used to go chill with him because he used to live in Brooklyn on Ocean Avenue. He came and watched me fight. I'll never forget. He came and watched me fight in the Golden Glove. They were stunned.
Yep.
When
I don't know if anyone remembers that, man. He was I think Trick Note. Yeah, Trick Note. He put me in contact with him. He was in Vegas.
Yeah.
On the phone, and I said we're gonna do a show, whatever. Then I called him back, and he was doing something with his wife. So I said, all right. So we'll reschedule it. And then the next week, during the week, he called me, but I couldn't answer the phone. I was at work. And then I called him back, and I was talking with him. And I said, all right, look, you know, at the time I had my old phone where I could plug it in through my audio system because he don't know how to do the email and the StreamYard thing. So I said, well, no problem. We'll just put you on the phone, right? So then I said, no problem. So we set that up. And then a couple of weeks went by, and then he died.
Yeah, that was terrible, man. That would have been fabulous, man. I would have loved it. I would have loved for you to have that interview, man. Because he was a good dude.
So whack, bro. That was so whack, man. I was like, it's like literally, it's like I read that. I was like, yo, wait a minute. And I was like, yo, I ain't talked to him in like 3 weeks. I was like, oh shit, man, that's fucking garbage, bro. That is so whack. I felt so bad, man.
Yeah, me too, man. I hate losing him, man, because that's a brilliant boxing mind, man. I sparred with him when I was 14 years old, man. He was the master, kid. Couldn't touch him. We sparred for 4 rounds, man. He let me throw all the punches for the first 3. I couldn't hardly hit his ass. And then he just opened up. Well, not with power, though. This was speed. It felt like a scene from that Little Rascal movie there, where all you saw was the glove hitting your face from every different angle. He just was touching me, but spinning me. Yo, he was the best, yo.
His IQ was high, man. You gotta remember, he beat up Julian Jackson, and Julian Jackson was Mike Tyson and everybody, man. Mike came in there and beat him up, bro.
He was 25-0 with 25 knockout. He told me. I asked him. He said that.
Hell out the hall.
He told me that Julian Jackson hit him harder than anybody he ever fought.
He told me. Joke.
Yeah, he said
I had him on the show. Julian Jackson's been on the show. Shout out to Trick. You go to
Julian Jackson, this guy, man. He is one of the nicest men I ever met. You would never think Julian Jackson was a boxer if you meet him and talk to him.
Mhm.
Like when I met him, like he was such a nice guy. You know, he's a Christian, nice guy, like just a nice aura. But in that ring, he was a devastating puncher. But yeah, Mike told me, he said, yeah, he hit me harder than anybody ever fought. And he said the best boxer he fought was James Toney.
Oh man.
And he said James Toney was the best
I'm gonna
boxer.
look at the throwback shit today, man. Salute to Tay Tay, Queen
Yeah, he
Tay
said-
Tay in that in the super chat. Much love. She says happy Friday. #support. Salute to you, Queen. Much love.
What's
Hey,
up?
listen, I gotta pack this up, man. I gotta run some errands, man. Salute to y'all, man. Thank you guys so much, man.
Sure.
Enjoy.
Great show as always.
Great show.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
did you
Yes,
get my
sir.
text before you came on, bro?
What's that?
Did you get my text?
Oh shit! Nah, wait, hold on.
No. Make sure you check that out. What I sent you. just when you heard you laugh, just check it out. Though, holler back at me later on today.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
all right.
Them boy is and something else, bro. When I tell you, hey, much love to everybody, man. Y'all know how it go, man. Peace.
Peace, guys. Yo,
Peace,
man.
peace. Everybody stay safe out there.
No doubt, family. Yeah, man. Salute to everybody, man. Y'all make sure y'all have a great weekend. If I feel like it, I might do some pep talk. But go subscribe to my Patreon. I got something to say, but I definitely can't say it over here. Because YouTube is crazy. So over there I play the music I want. I kick back and use the language I want. It may get profane, but I get my point across. I really get to kick my feet up, man. So yeah, y'all go subscribe to my Patreon, and salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelle, the Cash App, the Super Chat. Always keep it boxing, man. Love one another, and don't deal with the people that don't love you. Real versus fake, it's a chronic battle, but be the winner.
Okay, have a crappy weekend. Hope your house burns down.
Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.